Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Books in Boston. We're the subsidiary program of Rare Book Cafe, and it's brought to you every week. And we are here anticipating our excitement going into Boston this in 2 days. And I have with me Stacy. Stacy's going to tell us a little bit about herself and her business and share with us some of the exciting things she's bringing to Boston.
Well, hi there. Thanks, Richard. I am Stacy Waldman of House of Mirth Photos, and I'm a little bit different than your regular book dealer because I deal mostly in photography with some ephemera diaries and manuscripts. But I love photos, and I think of myself as having two different businesses. One is, whoops, did it again. One is vintage snapshots, which are little pieces of art, and I sell those separately. If you follow me on Instagram, you see that I post those all the time. And what I'm bringing to the show is mostly photo albums and manuscripts, little pieces of history, unique pieces of history, because most of them are one of a kind. And I love it. I'm always learning something new. So some of the things that I'll be bringing include um, from World War II, this woman, Margaret Sloan. Oh my God, what is her name again? Margaret Sloan, where are you? Margaret Sloan Colt, sorry there. And she was the head of the American Red Cross in Britain in World War II. And she hobnobbed with the rich and famous. There's articles about her taking shelter in bomb shelters. And it's so fascinating to see a woman in the military during World War II. That's one of the items. I'm bringing women wrestlers, and there's a bunch of nude women wrestlers in there if you're into that.
That probably most people probably won't even pay attention to that.
And that's fun. And I have a mountain climbing from the um, American Alpine Club from the 1940s, photo and diaries from different expeditions. Um, some LGBTQ interest, lots of fun things.
So let me back up just a minute, Stacy. Now, you've been in the business for a while. How long have you been playing with photos?
So I've been doing it about 25 years. I grew up, my parents were antique dealers, part-time antique dealers that did furniture and pottery. But I grew up going to auctions. And when eBay came out in 1997, I started putting antiques on eBay. And one time in 1999, I went to an auction and bought a box of photos and police ledgers, and I was absolutely hooked. And I started putting them on eBay, and I developed a clientele, and people that bought from me in 1999 still buy from me today.
Isn't that fun?
It's a pretty great thing in my book.
It is. So came into the business about 35 years ago, and I was primarily into books. And it was only a few years later that I discovered the excitement of photography. And I have a very strong interest in the White Mountains, and of course, there's lots of photography about the White Mountains. So what I've learned is how the photography dovetails with the written word. And oftentimes there's a wonderful connection. And what you're doing is taking real life people and their stories and bringing them to life.
Right. Yep. And they're so unique. And when an album especially is annotated and it tells you about the different pictures, it's like having your own little history book.
Oh, it is. It's exciting. Just a little thing. I don't think I'm bringing it to the show. I sent it to another show, but I just discovered a 1937 album with pictures and ephemera in it from a trip by a Boy Scout group out of, I think, Massachusetts that did about a 7,000-mile journey all the way around the country. They took a northern route out, they got a map showing their route, and they came back on the southern route. And that was in 1937, and they did it by car.
Yeah. You know, in the 1920s and 30s, America was traveling by car across the country. So that's a pretty common theme you'll find from that era.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
especially
exciting.
out west.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so you've done Boston before. Tell us how many years you've been going there.
Well, I'm a part of the ABAA, so I have done the ABAA show 2 or 3 times in Boston. And before that, I did the Shadow Show run by Marvin Getman. I don't know, 4 times, something like that.
Okay.
So, you know.
So you missed the Bernice Bornstein years of the basement and the garage.
So I did one Bernice Bornstein show early on when I first started, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah, those were the days. The garage. Matter of fact, the garage is going to be just down the street from where we are this year at 40 Dalton Street.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so
I
it's
love that
exciting.
you guys found a really great convenience spot.
I told Duane when we went through it this spring, I said, I cannot believe all the times I've been to Boston that nobody has ever done a show in this building.
Yeah.
So we're excited. We think it's wonderfully convenient. We're excited we've got 43 dealers signed up. We're going to have booths with showcases and it's going to be a beautiful looking floor. And people are bringing great material they've been telling us about. And we think this is going to be the weekend in Boston.
I'm looking forward to it, and I'll be there with bells on.
Well, I hope you had and maybe a little dance and get some jingle out of those bells.
You never know.
Well, we thank you for taking the time to share with us and tell people about what you're bringing. And we're going to be there in 2 days. And at 8 o'clock Friday morning, we're going to start loading in.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to seeing you there, Richard.
Okay.
And so everybody else, see you there.
We're going to see everybody else. 40 Dalton Street, Back Bay Boston Hilton Hotel, 8 to 4 o'clock on Saturday. You be there because it is going to be the place to be.
Woo! Ciao.
Okay.